It's also highlighted the different approaches taken by authorities here and abroad. Ecstasy is illegal in Holland, but users of the drug there are not prosecuted. Now the Dutch are offering to hold an international conference to share the lessons they say they've learned.
This is the E-generation. 1 in 30 Dutch youngsters uses ecstasy, mostly at packed house music parties and raves throughout Holland. It's illegal, but nobody stops them. Rehearsing his act, Danke, a teenage rave DJ, says that as long as the frenetic beat goes on, the drug goes with it.
Yeah, house party is not like going out on Saturday night and be back at 2 or 3 o'clock. It's house parties go until 9 or 10 o'clock, and after that maybe an after party. So if you want to keep going all night, drugs like ecstasy can help you not to get tired. So you keep on going, dancing all night.
But in Holland, as in Britain, there are victims. Elise thought she could handle ecstasy until she took several tablets the same night and lay on the floor feeling so happy she nearly died.
Ik lag op de grond. Het was zo ontspannend. Het was net alsof ik sliep. I was so relaxed, it was like sleeping. I thought, I don't have to breathe anymore. I felt free like spirit. I floated away and I stopped breathing. I don't know how long for. But then my boyfriend came back and he slammed the door. And it was like, oh, please breathe again. It was really crazy. I think if my boyfriend hadn't come, I'd have been unconscious. Maybe dead, you never know.
The Dutch police narcotics squad raid the backstreet factories where ecstasy tablets are made.
Oh dear.
They come down hard as well on the big ecstasy dealers, but they prefer simply to educate the young consumers of ecstasy, even to the extent of staging their own rave.
Everybody knows all over the world that it is impossible to stop the big trade of drugs. We work on a pragmatic way, and maybe it is strange for foreign people to know what we are doing. But we save lives and we take care of our youngsters.
Drugs advice bureaus subsidised by the state offer ecstasy lovers an efficient shopfront service. Call in with your pills a week before the party at which you plan to pop them, and they'll scrape off a tiny sample, send it for laboratory analysis, and tell you whether it's what the dealer claimed. For the many tablets that turn out to be a potentially lethal cocktail of amphetamines or worse, the Bureau has a well-rehearsed emergency contact network.
When we know that there are a lot of pills around, but they are still on producer level, we try to reach the producer. If we know that there are bad pills around and they are already on consumer level, we start warning the consumers.
It's party night, a rave at a municipal swimming pool, legal but strictly controlled. There is a token drug search at the door, but a tiny pill is easy to hide, and they turn up by the dozen at the also mandatory ecstasy testing desk. It's just a basic chemical colour change check, and the advice is always, if in doubt, don't take it. But one British ravegoer pronounced himself more than satisfied.
This is 100% pure ecstasy. One a night is all you'll need for a nice relaxed feeling and a good evening's partying. It's a dance drug. It's a happy dance drug.
You're completely confident how to take that?
Yeah, the man at the stands told me that what I've got is what I wanted.
Dutch rave rules insist on a first aid team, a chill-out room, and that local police put in an appearance at each function. But they seem to see their role as avuncular. The Dutch way is not to try to stamp out ecstasy, but to limit the damage it can cause. There'll still be accidents, they admit. There may still be deaths, but you can't save everyone, they say, from their own excess. Now, drugs experts here plan an international conference to respond to calls from Britain and elsewhere about the way they handle ecstasy, right or wrong. Mike Duncan, BBC News in Holland.